Once you're finished with your project and you're ready to export it, click on the Publish icon at the top right of the main project window. There are several different options when it comes to how to get your video out of VideoScribe. The first icon, the floppy disk and I guess USB drive icon, will let you save an actual video file to your computer that you can use to work on in your video editing software for further enhancement. I always recommend saving it to an actual file on your computer where you can add a watermark or outro animation rather than uploading it straight to YouTube or Facebook. So you have a couple of file type choices: WMV, MOV, FLV, PNG image sequence, and JPEG image sequence. For the most part, I suggest that you export your project to MOV. The main reason that you might want to export your project to WMV would be if you're planning on using Windows Movie Maker to edit it further. WMV is a Windows extension, while MOV is generally a Mac extension, which can't be used in Windows Movie Maker. It baffles me why you can't export the video as an MP4, but whatever, that's a whole different can of worms. If you need to convert your video to a different file format, check out my tutorial about using the free program called AnyVideoConverter. It's really easy to use the program, but there's a couple of things to look out for during the installation process, so I definitely suggest watching the video. Back to the Publish options, you can export to FLV, which is generally a Flash or browser file type. But I've never needed a FLV specifically, so I've never used it. Next, you can set the quality of the video. If space on your hard drive isn't a major concern, I suggest exporting to 1080p or Full HD. When I did a couple of samples, I noticed more degradation in the 720p video than a 1080p video downscaled to 720p. Basically, while it takes a little longer to publish your video, even if you have no intention of creating your video in 1080p, you should still export your VideoScribe video to 1080. With every added step, your video loses a bit of quality. So if you start with the maximum quality versus starting with just above average quality, you'll probably end up better off. The worst case scenario would be that the footage looks exactly the same, which is not a bad deal if it at least has the potential of being better. Sorry if that sounded like gibberish. The short version, just export to 1080p. Finally, you have the option to set the frame rate of your video. Generally, the more frames, the smoother the video. 25 or 30 are pretty much the standard frame rates. For videos like this, that is a video essentially made for viewing on the internet and not some cinematic masterpiece, just stick with 30 frames per second. My favorite way to export a VideoScribe video is as a PNG image sequence. This lets you overlay your VideoScribe video on other videos or images in a video editing program. So you can put your VideoScribe over a moving background, another video, a background image, whatever you can think of. Saving it as a PNG sequence means that the background in VideoScribe actually becomes transparent, so it will actually look like you're drawing on whatever you put behind it. If you use a JPEG sequence, whites will be white and your background color you set in VideoScribe will be the background color of the sequence with no transparency. All in all, exporting to a PNG sequence is a cool effect that I wish more people would use. I use it in Camtasia and Premiere Pro to put it over videos that I create in Powtoon. It's a little technical, so I'll create a separate video to go over the process. After you've chosen your file format, size, and frame rate, you can give it a name and choose which folder to save it to. Once you're ready, click on the check mark and let it render. If you'd rather export your video directly to the internet, you can export it to YouTube, Facebook, or PowerPoint. As I've mentioned before, I suggest you save your file to your computer and upload it to the site manually so you can edit things like tags, descriptions, and file names, which can help your video get seen by more people, but you have the option to do it all at the same time if you want. Here's just a quick note for those using the 7-day free trial of VideoScribe. The free trial doesn't let you export your video to a video file. However, if you want a low resolution version of your video and you don't want to use the YouTube download workaround in any video converter, export your video as a PowerPoint project. Open the saved project in PowerPoint. Right-click on the VideoScribe video and select Save Media As. This will let you save your video as a WMV file. The quality won't be as great as what you'd get with a paid account, but at least it's something. Once you're done, make sure that you save your .scribe file to your computer or to the cloud so you can access it later and make adjustments if needed. So that's it for the core VideoScribe tutorials. I hope you remember our workflow. Add and arrange all of the text and images, set the camera, and change the draw time. If that's the only thing you take out of these videos, then you're already way ahead of a lot of people trying to figure out how to use VideoScribe. The next set of tutorials deal with non-essential but important VideoScribe tips and techniques. For instance, if you didn't want to move the canvas but instead wanted an eraser to scribble out your objects so you could write over them, we'll go over how to do that. Another interesting tutorial is how to set up your custom SVGs or vector images so that they work in VideoScribe. So yeah, a little more advanced but still pretty interesting if you plan on delving deeper into VideoScribe. For now, I just wanted to say thank you for sticking with me through these tutorials, and I honestly hope that they helped you. If you enjoyed this course, please leave a review so that other people will know what to expect if they want to take this course too. I love hearing your feedback and it helps motivate me to make more courses and more lessons. Thank you so much again for taking this course, and I really hope that you enjoy the rest of it.